Hello, welcome back to the Trackmania event series, weekly events, something like that. We have a shitfest. So let's say it within the first 30 seconds of the video. Don't get monetization anyway. I've never played one of these before. I've never really watched one of these before. I'm going to probably play one round, maybe only warm-up, depending on the skill level required to actually finish. Okay, why is my controller DC'd? I think I'm definitely commentating because my controller's disconnected and doesn't want to reconnect. So I think I'm going to be playing for the first round, or playing for warm-up and then hitting into spec after that. And we'll see what happens. Okay, is that respawn? Yeah. I don't remember what it is on keyboard, but it is backspace apparently. Oh wait, no. Do I want to just go straight forwards? Where's the... Is this it? No, there's loads more to go. Okay. I'm not very good at this. Right, this way? I can't see anything. Can I have cam 3, please? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Big break, yep. Oh no. Okay, the pipes are above. And these blocks are fairly big. Okay, I was right to not do that. I did think, do I need to turn here? And that guy went straight on and proved it. Yes, I do. Okay, 20 seconds left in the warm-up. And then we will very quickly get into spectator and hope for the best. Because I really do enjoy commentating. So, yeah, gonna do it. There's a few other commentators, a few different people streaming today. So, we will hop into spectator. Ready our right click over here. No idea who's going to be the best to spectate. Take a drink before we start. And let's go. So I think these maps are meant to be completable, but they just have strange features to them. They're not... It's not khaki or lol or anything. Well, a little bit lol, but... Like, that was drivable. Just strange. Let's put the titles on. We are here with Sovithar. Starting us off. Decent position. Nice little flip. And has retired, I think, by mistake, rather than just resetting. Absolute classic. We will follow Aspect then for a little bit, because I've got no idea who's going to be up at the top. We'll have some sort of idea after the first round. Couple of people falling off, one guy clipping an edge. Very nice here from Aspect. Following through everything very quick. Really well flowed, goes out to the side, gets an unfortunate bounce. Let's see if we can like bump across. What's Carlberg doing? That's a name I've heard of. Nice skin. Decent pace here, gets well up onto there with a decent bit of speed. Couple of those going through a lot faster. One respawn there. A little bit of a dirt section here. That's quite a nice dirt section. Water dirt road. Oh, it's brutal. Is water dirt road. Let's follow Sniffer slightly further ahead. Can I get a sniffer in chat? I don't think I've got that emote. Ooh, not quite far enough on the jump. Hopefully doesn't have to get respawned. Going into the finish, we have got some finishes. I forgot to check that. Spar at the front, then Watson, End, Low, Speku, Scary Monster, Danny, Ake, Chris, Jofo, Jeff Bompos, Rowie, Inns, Fren, Marius, G. Let's have a look. What are we looking at? We have got some nice points. Going all the way down here. Techie over here. Sniffer did manage to get 4 points in the end. We will start off spectating. Let's go with Danny. Going to be like a mid position there. Hopefully. You're never quite sure. Yep, we are on Danny. Massive chaos at the start. Look at the number of players. We have 66 players online right now. This is absolute chaos. Decent start from Danny, going to be just in the position that I want. Left is faster, of course, but quite a lot of people going right for some reason. Might be because it gives you a better line into the next section, but hasn't stopped Danny. Taking a brilliant route, but then falls off the edge. Spa is out in front. Let's drop back to Low, who is slightly further behind than they were on the previous one. Gets a landing bug, I think, there. End is in a decent position. No, End is really far back, maybe? No. Okay, End has not done well out of that. We will follow Spa, who's a little bit further back than they'd want to be. Sitting in, I think, third at the minute. Now into the water section. Gets a good down ramp onto the water and holding into this corner where you can go a little bit faster because you're not in the water in that side section. Jumps over the finish. A win for Marius. Rower in second, Techie third, Rowie fourth. Spa finishes fifth after crashing the finish. Bumpos Low, Jenny, Welk, Abba, Chris, Sexion, G. Yeah, that's good. If anyone knows how to pronounce that character, let me know. Banana Apple, Watson, and another jump over the finish for Aspect. Should be able to make this into the finish. Ooh, awkward. Very awkward there. Action not... Aspect. Action? Aspect not quite managing to make it into the finish. Let's follow Spa for the start of this round. Let's get on that and follow Spa. Or are we only doing 2 rounds per map? I'm not sure what the map numbers are going to be. Okay, we'll follow Spa. See what they're going to pull out at the start. A respawn straight off the rip. That is not good. We'll head over to Marius, the Safe Meister. Gets up, holding it nicely in the middle. He did come back more towards the end. That water section definitely helped a lot. And he got a good bounce through that weird section in the middle where you come out of the looping. Or not the looping, out of this section here. So we're going to go round. Everybody seemed to have made it that was in shot. I assume a few people died behind. But yeah, Marius last time got an absolute beaut through here. Look at that. That is a very nice jump. Quite a lot more people got good jumps as well, though. Nicely down. Jeff Bompos not in a great position. Soyboy doing well. Can't quite see who's out in front. Looks like Sovithar, Inns, Watson doing well. Landing good into the water. It looks like Sovithar should be taking the win, followed by Inns, Watson, Marius, Rowie, Nix. We're waiting for another finisher. I assume that it's just being slow to load. Spa gets in there. A good recovery after what happened at the start. Then End, Jeff Bompos, Danny, Ake, Apps, Lucky Shot, Interi, Fabi and Nick. Lots of different names coming up at the minute. I mean, we're looking at... Are there any names that we haven't seen? Yeah, Roa we haven't really seen there, but has decent points. Must be just there or thereabouts every single time. Everything has rejigged itself. Spa is still out the front with Marius in second, Watson in third. Still a good number of people further down the leaderboards. Finishing gets you 1 point, of course. And we jump tracks. So 3 rounds per map, I should think it is. We'll hop ourselves out of spectator and hope that this works while we're in this. If this doesn't work, I'm just spectating. We are now on the very short track. That is wrong. Okay, have I managed to get in? No. Can I delete to get in? No. Okay, so I can't get in for the warm-up unless I unspectate beforehand. Now that might be possible because this map isn't meant to be being played. We'll see what happens. Skip challenge. What we got? That was our world record pace. I'd accelerated just straight ahead and that was it. That's all I'd done. I was on world record pace. Yeah, I think it's going to be pure commentating because getting into Getting in and out of spectate mode was a problem last time, so I give up on the playing. I enjoy spectating more anyway. Simple Pathfinding by Techie, but he's playing. We shall find Techie in... Oh, come on, please move. Alright. We'll follow Spa then for this warm-up round. Is Techie going to sit it out? He doesn't have to, I wouldn't have thought. Okay, interesting on the... Yeah. Wow, who's finished already? Because there's a 25-second round timer. So someone's already found the finish. We have no checkpoints? No checkpoints. It is just about finding the finish. Okay, I think Cam 7 is going to be your best bet. Let's try and see if Techie has moved yet. Okay, that's not the right one. Techie? No, Techie must be in... Okay, I can't change player. Let's go to Techie and hope that he's playing. Otherwise, no idea. I still don't know what I'm doing. Still haven't got a clue. Here we go. We are not on Techie. I guess Techie's not playing on this one. Rowie turning around in the middle. Quite a lot of people moving. Few people have figured this one out. Where are we going? All the way up to the top. And then I assume there's a drop... Oh no, there's just a finish here. I was going to say there's a drop down into the finish. But no, there is just a finish there. Karlberg takes it. Rowie in second. G in third. And Fren and Trax. Bompos in Speku. Ake. Jenny. Marius. Sahela. CMC player. Foxy. Rower. There is your top 16 that we can see there. I don't think the overall rankings have changed too much on this once everybody's figured it out. Oh, Jozo, you could absolutely get to the finish there. Assuming there's no engine off or something daft like that I can't see. Let's hit it with Marius. And see how he does. Look at the wave of cars. It is beautiful. Completely different line to the majority of players here. So last time we were on the majority of players. This time we're re-jumping with a lot more speed. Okay, so that's a lot safer and it doesn't seem to lose that much time. A lot of other people going the other way round. We have Rowie, then Karlberg, G, and CMC player. Sky Inns, Scared Feeling, new player up in the top. Watson, Fod, another new player that I haven't seen at the top before. Ake, Marius, Roa, Avis, Bananaple, Luca. It's looking pretty good up at the top. So, anything interesting there happening? Rowie takes the win, extending the lead. Marius is fairly far down. Let's watch Rowie on this one. Or End. End has just jumped up a lot with a 4th place. Let's go with End. We watched half of Rowie on the first one, so we'll go with End. Here we go. Final round on this, I think. Final round through. Big set of cars here. All trying to follow. No jump there. You jump straight off the edge, so you have to take it. Have to be fast enough. Nice booster here. Bugfin would work. So Rowie there. Where did End even come? End came 9th. Wow. There must have been a few people getting the bug fins, or that very top route is almost as fast. Ake taking the turnaround route. Turn around and up to the top. It's incredible how fast people can fast learn these sort of tracks. It really is. As we move on to the next map. How are we for the points? Rowie extending the lead, End in a fairly good position in second, Marius hot on the heels, then we've only got 1 point down to Inns and 1 point down from that to G. Not many points down to Watson, 1 to Spa, 10 to Karlberg. It's very close in that top 10. going all the way down through Jeff Bompos and Ake. Fantastic. I should now answer the question that was asked before I started this 15 minutes ago. So the bike ride I'm doing on Sunday is a long bike ride that I've done for the last 3 years in a row. It's never been good weather. It was -3 last year, and it's looking like it'll be that this year, and it was raining the first year but warm, and this year it's looking like a combination of the two, so that's not great. Okay, PF start. Or you can dodge around and go straight forwards. Oh, I like this section. That's quite cool. A lot of players jumping around. Is it a turnaround here? Okay, jump over to that way. We're following Rowie with Banana Apple also following Rowie. Okay, yeah, I see. I see. And then, oh, if you're slower, you're going to have to take this route to link back in. Rather than, yep, around the outside there. You could come in there. Take that, respawn. Makes sense. A little bit of a longer track this... Well, certainly longer than the last one. Yeah, I like this. These are very drivable maps, if a little bit strange, and certainly could throw up some interesting results for certain players. Massive jump. Either make it straight to one of these finishes or drop down to the lower one. It might be good if you could release, if you can figure out very, very quickly how to get down to those lower finishes. They could be good, but we'll see. And back to the bike ride. Yeah, it's a great bike ride. Really difficult weather, usually. I'm just hoping that the weather holds out for me. A little bit, at least. Or if it's going to be bad, it's bad enough at the start, because it gets further and further away from my house as we go round. So I can kind of cut out if I'm within, you know, an hour of my house at least. Otherwise, I'm just going. Once I get to the first stop, that's it. I'm basically committed, because it'd be as long to get home as it would to just do the entire thing. Let's get into it though. We might as well start off with Rowie going for that plus forward start, as a lot of people go over the top. I think it might be the best option, because it gives you a good chance to set up here with some speed. Although Rowie fairly far back, gets a decent turn here. Got some good players. Difficult to know where people are on this. We can see Zection. Let's try and get up. Watson, I think... Watson's had a mare. Marius has dropped down. Techie's doing fairly well, but he didn't play the last map because it was his own map. We'll follow Marius for a bit. Not sure what rank he's in. Doing well overall, though. Nicely held together there. Difficult when your car starts turning. You've got no control over it, really. Just a bit of air braking and wiggling. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Is Marius going the far distance? He notices that he's gone too far and, yeah, releases in the air. G, terrible respawn. Unfortunate. Techie takes the win, followed by Sovithar, then Fren, Rowie, Hella, Marius, Zection, Mban, End, Speku, Scary Monster, Sky, Danny, different Danny, two Dannys, Ake, Welk, and Karlberg. What a race. Remember to Dinkoika. Let's swap over to Ake. I want someone who's going this wider route. There we go. Ake is going this wider route. Yeah, it can give you a really unfortunate bounce. Look at that mass of people who took the PF route coming through now. A lot of them moving further on. Let's head ourselves... Oops, that's the wrong button. Let's head ourselves over to Sovithar, who's fairly up at the front. Manages to get this faster side route, but straight into a pole. Jeff Bompos, where are you? Okay, dodging poles. Very nicely done. A lot of chaos up here. Some people getting the respawns a little bit late. Depends where you've got your respawn button. Some people don't play enough of these kinds of things that their respawn button isn't in a place that their hand is. So they have to purposefully reach elsewhere to get it. Whereas other people, it's in a very useful place because they know they're going to be respawning a lot. Speku takes the win, followed by Axiom, then Frev, Rowie, Scary Monster, Marius, Fabi, Luca, Danny 2000, Jenny, Fren, End, Bompos, Inns, Sovathar, and Jozo. I was about to say Sax. Very confusing. Some people put their username before the clan, some people put it after. 1420 trying to get in there. Dej is upside down. Top fin is noob fin. I suppose, yeah, you can get very quick land if you release just right and go the bottom one. That probably is quicker. We are on board with Jeff Bompos, who is taking this top route. Bit of a slow start, but gets a good landing. A lot of other people slowing down. Jeff Bompos is going to carry the speed of a shorter route taker. Some people are out right up in front. How do I get onto like Danny JFF? Right out in front, hits the wall right as I go. The curse of the commentator. Where is the old Watson? There we go. Gets a respawn. Techie and Watson neck and neck here. No idea what's going on the other side, but we won't worry about that because left is faster. Clearly, Techie, good bounces. Watson gets offline. So does Techie, but Techie manages to get a boost and a beautiful landing straight onto the road surface again. Following Watson still though. Big jump. Techie's in the lead. Watson going. Techie gets a beautiful landing straight in, takes the world record. A 53.08. Speku in second, Jozu in third. That's just how much time it loses going up into the air because Watson is in fourth, followed by Inns, Mban, Foxy, App, Spar, Fren, Bird, Bompos, No Pro, Tracks, Interi. A lot of different names changing places here. So that's going to shake up the rankings overall, which I haven't taken a look at since the end of last map. So might as well take a look at it now when they update. So they were before this map, and quickly, they're going to update? Or have they already updated? Oh, they'd already updated. Rowie at the top, Marius. Fair bit behind Rowie actually. 50 points is a big thing to make up here. Inns in third, 1 point ahead of... I've missed reading the name. We'll get to it during the warm-up. Don't you worry. Okay. No, I'm winning. See, it said just for a second. Inns in a decent position, 9 points behind Marius. 1 point, though, is End. Then 12 points behind is Watson. Close behind is Speku. Fren and Spar are tied. A little bit of a gap now, only 7 points though to G. Techie a few points behind that, 1 point to Bompos, Kohlberg, Ake, Sovathar, Roa and Sky all in there. Rowie pulling out a lead though. If Rowie can make a decent pull on this map, then there's a chance to just run away with it right now. Rowie has not had a particularly bad map yet. So this map appears to be... Well, it's going to, if someone can full skip the anti-booster and not have to do the wiggling trick, then they're going to be in the money for sure. But other than that, it's going to be about getting across, getting a good bounce here, getting over into the finish. Few people, I think, realising you can just get across and respawn that to practice the end a little bit. Always useful to see if you might, you know, when you see the finish, think about what was before it and this sort of thing, and see if you can practice the finish a little bit. Here we go. Who are we going to jump on board with off the start? I think we're going to jump on board with Sky. Bringing in a good map last time. We'll see how they do on this one. Seems to be a PF start somewhat, because too many cars were together for that not to be the case. Let's try and jump on board with Marius. Just trying to click names and get across to the front. A dive bomb. Not sure who that was. Marius is going to take the win, I think. Followed by Ake, Inns, Jozo, Chris. Now we've got the people who are going to have to try and make their way to the finish in any order. Bird, Bompos, Spar, App, Sky, Axion. Sky making a good comeback after a terrible middle section crash. Action, Karlberg, End, Danny, Banana Apple, Lucky Shot. Zection not making a great move here. Gonna go upside down and the time runs out anyway. Unlucky. Rowie only gains 1 point in that one though. So Marius gaining. Did finish though. Rowie did finish. Yeah, there's too many cars there for it to not be PF. Sovithar getting a bit of a bad bounce. We're going to jump on board with G, who's made a move. Oh, that's very clever. Oh, incredible bouncing on the back of the car. Jozo takes the win, followed by Rod, Sky, Speku, Fren, Ake, Action, and Jofo, Soyboy, Chris. Rowie gets some good points here. Techie, G. Who is that? Kicken? Oh, Chicken. I'm not very smart. Apps, Interi. Is there anybody still alive? Savakas. Goes straight through the floor. That's going to shake up the points. Marius not getting many points this time. The opposite of before, where Rowie didn't get any points. I was going to say Rower, but I was like, no, it's not Rower. Savakas has a big down sideways. Karlberg crashes quite heavily. Let's head up to Fren, who's up at the back. A lot of people off ahead. Fren having to do the wiggle. Is G in any good position? Coming across the line. Now we'll just take the teleports. Rower takes the win. Frev in second and Ban in third. Rower very well last week or 2 weeks ago in the more normal track competition. End, Sky, Action, Chris, Marius, G, Banana Apple, Jozo, No Pro, Sovithar, Apps, Fod, Techie. How are we going to be looking at the end of this? I think it'll shake the scores up somewhat. Rower might be able to come back into this top 16 and put himself on the first page again. Does not. Does not. Is that does not quite? Yeah, does not quite. Needs 10 points. Decent chunk to gain on Karlberg. Rowie's still at the front, but getting caught slowly by Marius. Marius pulling away from End a little bit there. We're jumping over to the next map. Made by Mumph Cash. Let's see what this map is all about then. Grounded Pilot. I have not enough coppers. Who stole my coppers? Ah, G's not moving. Rowie going anywhere? There we go. Let's follow our current leader. Leading for a long time, which is a good sign in a competition like this where things are changing a lot. The fact that Rowie hasn't lost it yet, it either indicates a fast downfall on a map that they're not particularly suited to. But I think we've had too many... Interesting. I think everyone's doing it. It's just no setup, I suppose. I think we've had too many different types of maps to really say that anyone's favoured right now. There could, of course, be a map that you just don't gel with, don't figure out the route or something like that. Ooh, that's not going to be good for rounds. What's Marius up to? Coming into this section. Yep, everybody's crashing. You know it's the first time. Impossible End? We'll see. We will see. So we're going to be coming round here. That jump's very doable. Then it's just about building speed on the grass, which is going to be difficult. Yeah, so Marius going wide as well. Okay, we will see what happens. It's going to be a really difficult end, and the respawn's not brilliant. There's a bet on Karlberg winning the round, so we will go over to Spec Karlberg. We'll see if it was a good prophecy from Inns. Here we go. Decent start, although there's not much that can go wrong there. Loses quite a bit here, but is going through on a better angle to gain more speed for this next section. Karlberg doing fairly well. Inns predicted Karlberg, but is actually out in the lead at the minute. Again, going to be difficult to find out who's where because of the two sides. But as we come through the centre here, we can see that Inns is in a good position. Karlberg in a fairly good position here. Bird loses it. We're going to jump over to Inns if I can find them. No, Rowie. No, you're not in a great position. Marius. Marius has just finished and won. We're going to follow Rowie through the wiggles at the end, overtaking quite a lot of people to finish in probably 8th, 9th. Marius taking the win, Watson in 2nd. Karlberg does come in 3rd. Frev, Bird, Ake, Techie, End, Rowie, G, Sai, Speku, Apps, Inns loses quite a few places. Banana Apple has a terrible crash there. Rower in 15th and Chicken in 16th. This is cuttable without that camera. There's a camera change then. Interesting. Where's the camera change? So we don't see camera changes from here. And the 1, 2, 3... Oh, the 1, 2, 3s change people rather than cameras. We'll roll with Techie then, who crashes immediately. Savakas, what are you up to? Having a decent run. We're not super far up at the front. No, Savakas has had a mare. Techie's crashed. Watson's in a decent position right up at the front. Bert's just gone into a wall. Watson's in a very nice position if he can make this turn. Good speed. Clips the wall. Don't fall in that hole. And Watson should take this front centre. Takes it, then Jozo, Marius, Karlberg, Luca, Bompos, Lucky Shot, Arian, Sky, Jofo. Banana Apple doesn't have a terrible crash at the end. Speku, Friend, Chicken, Rowie and Ake. That's going to shake the scores up somewhat for sure. Marius is overtaking Rowie on this one. The Safemeister, he's just consistent and that's what he does well in all of these sort of things. Cut or new version of TM Trainer? No, it was just a clean run, which I think is, like, that's just hard, you know? It's just hard to have a decently clean run on a map like this. So even with the pole hit at the end, still going pretty quick, going a lot quicker than most people were coming into that sort of section. So definitely... Oh, I've just realised why it was hacks, because look at the time on the Dedimania records. Watson going with the respawn strat, so there's definitely more time to be saved if the last one was respawn strat. Jozo having a good run. Watson's fallen off the side. Let's get on with, I don't know, Karlberg. Karlberg's somewhere near the front. Unfortunately, some of the people that are fast on this map are either joined late or didn't have great runs. Karlberg nearly hits that, bonks the wall, I think saves him. Speku has a fantastic flying finish. Marius in a good position. Watson still hasn't finished. Marius takes the win. Jozo, Techie, Bird, Rower, Speku, End, Arian, Karlberg, Lucky Shot, Soyboy, Rowie, Banana Apple, Apps, Chicken, Ake. Rowie's position there. Rowie just hasn't managed to figure out this track. Marius is going to take an even bigger lead. End is going to catch up a little bit, but not too much. Watson doesn't catch up on this round particularly. Yeah, so Marius pulls ahead a little bit further, but Rowie's still a very good chunk. I mean, 45 ahead of End. It's a good chunk, and there's a fight down here. End, Speku, Watson. That's going to be an interesting fight to watch. We also watch over the other side with Karlberg, Jozo, Techie. Those three fighting for top 10 positions. Yeah. We move to another map. I've lost count. Not sure what map this is. We have an AO8. K2 return, but I broke my legs by Locklers. Why is there a checkpoint? Where is the checkpoint? This will be interesting. We're on board with Watson for the discovery. Okay, the checkpoint is here. That is really rough because I don't know if that's a respawnable checkpoint at all. You have to stay on your wheels. Watson, absolutely fantastic there. And goes for a low airtime. Incredible. Okay, you actually can't respawn. Wow. That's rough. One try only. And that's it. Really. That's rough. There's going to be some salty faces, and I would definitely be joining them. Because that is not, you know... Yeah, Watson's never getting that run again, and it doesn't even count because it's warm-up, so it doesn't go to Deadmania records. Oof. We're going to have to watch Watson, aren't we? Can Watson pull off that run again? Because that was just beautiful. That really was incredibly cool. Let's go. Can Watson pull up? Is Marius going to defend? Is Rowie going to be able to come back on this one? Watson, good bounces but not amazing. Should survive this. Frev looking good. Going to take the win, I think, there. Mban takes the win. What happened to Frev? Frev must have missed. Oh, it's disaster. But Mban takes it, followed by Spar, Apps, Avis, Watson, Rower, Bird, Luca, Fabi, Action, Foxy, G, Rowie, Danny, End, and Fren. Marius is... can I bring up round score? No. Wow. It's going to be interesting with the inability to respawn, because even 1 or 2 points in some of these fights, like we were looking at here, look, there's 4 points for this top 10 fight. There's 10 points, 12 points between 12th and 8th. Then another 10, and the points start to spread out, but these guys, 1 point could matter. 1 point can for sure matter throughout this. We might just be staying on various different people throughout here. Watson's never going to get that run again. We already know that. Ake takes the win for Olabiarian. Trax, Fod. Marius gets a great finish that time. Bompos, Fabi, Mban, Inns, Watson, Danny, Frev, Jozo, Hella, Pirates. Not seen that name before. And Smee. Oh! Go on, that default movement. Let it go, go, go. Default movement, surely. Rip. That's just... Whew. Bug landing the last bump as well, that's possible. Falling in the hole. Just everything can throw you off. Fortunately, it's the final round. We are on board with Savakas for this one. Let's see how it goes. Savakas has somehow ended up backwards. Quite a lot of people end on a flyer. Mban on a flyer. Is Mban going to take this? Looks like it. Mban takes it. Then followed by Watson with a great run. Mban going to take the world record away from this one. Absolutely smashing run. Jenny, Speku, Rowie, Fabi, Arian, Ake, Marius, End, SimC player. Jozo, Welk, Hella, Spar, and Danny. Dej has failed the end. Is Pirates going to get in? No, they're coming from on the bottom. Unfortunate for a lot of people who didn't manage to finish. Losing a few points there. That's rough. Let's take a look what it's done to our standings. Marius is out front. Rowie still holding the fort. I don't think that's changed too much. Watson is in a good position after that. Ake pulls up ahead of End. Let's see when we get back in. And what we're going to have up next as well. Okay. Cement mixture by Techie. So I assume Techie isn't going to be in. Pathfinding. Pathfinding, people are saying. Let's... Techie's not going to be playing. Yeah. Okay, we'll follow Lucky Shot for this. Don't know. Just who we get given. Okay. Seems decent. Seems readable. I mean, Lucky Shot after the first mess up. Ending up upside down, but seems vaguely readable. Almost. Ooh, unlucky. Oh, unlucky with a really bad respawn as well. If you get that wrong. Goes underground. Watson here. Make your way around the back here. Take that checkpoint. Only 2 checkpoints. So a long respawn. Very long respawn. But another pathfinding map we see here. Savakas has gone upside down. Foxy should be into the finish there. Doable. I agree. What's the overall scores looking like? Quickly as we get into this round, I will pick someone. Let's go with Ake, having a good run. Marius out in front, as I said before. Rowie, then a good chunk down to Watson. Another decent chunk, but definitely catch-upable to Ake. Ake, very much fighting with End. Speku, 10 points behind that. Less than 10, or just over 10 points to Inns. Jozo slightly further down. The fight for the top 10 is still very real, even though Techie will be out of it by not playing this round. Oh, a nice shortcut there from Ake. Who's crossed the finish line? End is already across the line, followed by Spar, Bird, Sovithar, Inns, Jozo, Watson, Karlberg, Sky, Rowie, Trax, Arian, Ake crosses the line, Speku, Danny, and Smee. Somehow CMC has not managed to pick up a checkpoint. Bit of a rough wiggle through here. Oh, of course, and when you miss the checkpoints, every respawn is all the way back because it's a ring checkpoint for the second one. Full pre-prac mode, of course. Arian getting a good time. We will go on board with... No, Bird. Good start. Rowers up. Frev. Ake's up there this time. Watson doing very well. That's good for the overall for them. We have finishers. End finishes first. Karlberg in second, fighting for that top 10 place. Jozo's managed to get a wheel stuck in here. Then Sky, Ake, Watson, Jenny, Rowie, Speku, Soyboy, Roa, Spar, Fabi, Bird, Danny, Friend, Sai. Yeah, Jozo's completely stuck. Savakas we jump to because Savakas is my number 1 button. Action. My number 7 button. There's a finish. Amazing time from End there. Final round on this one then. A few players have just started off by going backwards. That's interesting. We'll see where they end up. Apologies for the yawning. I'm terrible at it. Bird doing well once again. Crashes straight into the wall. There must be something to it here that we can't see in this camera because of the way people were unable to reverse in certain places there. Trying to find the bug fin, so you must be underneath everything. Marius is upside down, has to respawn all the way back here. Very unfortunate, but Techie takes the win. Roa second, Arian third. Oh, Techie playing on his own map. Sovithar, Watson, Jenny, Jozo, End, Rowie, Sky, Apps, Foxy, Jofo, Danny, Soyboy. I'm seeing Jozo quite a lot. Where are they sat at the minute in the overall? They came in late, I think. Where is Jozo sat? Can't even see him. Jozo. You're up in the top. I cannot see Jozo. I'm just blind, I think. Jozo not in the scoreboard. There they are. They're on the first page. I'm blind. Yeah, I'm just stupid. It's fine. Well-known problem. Well-known problem. Going for a drink. We have a maze. This is probably the best view you've got. You probably do just want to sit here and, figure out the maze. Now, onto this map. Rowie is in a good position. Let's follow Spar for some reason. Rowie in a good position. Marius, then Watson, End, Ake. It's a good fight. End versus Watson. They might be able to catch if Rowie and Marius have bad times, but they're really going to be pushing because of the fight between the two of them. Yes, but I think you're missing checkpoints. Alright, it's RXA4's map, but they forgot to validate it. Where's some close fights down the leaderboard? This top 10 is so close. Like, look at Jozo. So Ins in 7th to 10th place Spa is 10 points. Techie's not too far behind, really. Sky could definitely make that up. Yeah, you know, if one of these players has a bad map, anyone down to Roa could easily make this up. Here, this could be difficult for Ake to get up to End, 30 points needed, but it's only one bad, like it's a win for End and a bad run for Ake, and that swaps. And with Shitfest, that's very doable. Watson could seemingly jump up and End as well, I suppose, only 5 points behind, or 3 points behind, so it's neither of those, it's 4. It's the middle of those two. Take the averages. Okay, so some people haven't been able to find the finish, but hopefully most people will be able to figure it out. Well, I think everyone found the finish, but finding the checkpoint, difficult. Yeah. Let's go. Spa, how you doing? Where you going? Heading round, a lot of cars heading in very strange directions. Where's Rowie going? These are the ones that we need to look at. How's Marius? Marius looked confident. Rowie did not look confident. Was on their own. Marius confident with people around them. Sovathar comes in. Oh, that's a nice cut through the edge, through the triangle. Ake and Techie bombing ahead. I've got to say, this is a very RXA map. And there we are. Ake takes the win. Marius in second. Sovathar, then Techie, Jenny, Watson, Jozo. This is not looking good at all for our hero, Rowie. Don't know why. We're Rowie supporters now on this stream. Going to be like the bias when you listen to a Leicester City match on BBC Radio Leicester. That sort of thing. Ake, Marius, Sovathar, Techie, Jenny, Watson, Jozo, Bird, Fabi, Apps, End, Sky, Welk, Carlberg, 4 and Spa makes your top 16. That rolls your overall, with Marius taking a good chunk of a lead. Rowie now fighting with Watson. I told you, one round and it could all change. End is up there with Watson still there. Points haven't changed too much. Ake still there. Speku, Jozo fighting each other very much here. Ins, Carlberg, Spa, Techie, Sky. As I said, it can all get so close so quickly. Marius having a good run here. You would have thought that now we've had one round and people could see where people finished, because in the warm-up you're not sure who to follow. But there's such a mess of cars, you might not be able to find out. You might not be able to figure out who to follow. It's all well and good saying, yeah, we know Marius got a good time, we know Ake got a good time. Can you actually find them in the mess to follow? Ake, Marius, Jozo, Jenny, Sovathar, Techie, Apps, Sky, Rowie, Welk, Bird, 4, Pirates, Savakas gets a good run, and Luca. So End, that's going to be bad for End's position. Ake getting the win there. They've got some points between them. Speku not on there. Jozo gets the 3rd place point, so jumps up. Jozo on an absolute march. This top 10 just gets closer and closer and closer. But the top, it was between the 7th place and the 12th place, but now we're looking at like the 9th place to the 14th place. It's the same number of places really, but yeah. If signs don't load, oh, of course. But everybody's ignoring the signs anyway, so hey. What does anyone know about signs? But signs will get you to the finish. 8 hitting that checkpoint there. End. Following through, Marius gets a good run. Marius is going to take the win, followed by End, followed by Ake. Waiting a little bit for Sovathar to come in. Apps, Watson, Ins, Jozo, Carlberg, Jenny, Spa, Sky, Foxy, Pirates, Bird and Techie. It's going to be a jump for the overall. We don't have any Rowie in there. Marius taking the win. He's going to push up. Ake there, going to make a move strongly. I think Ake might overtake Rowie on that one. Depends where Rowie came in the points that we can't see. There's still some proper points to dish out. So Ake is going to overtake Rowie, and so is End. Wow, and Watson 1 point behind Rowie now. Whew. Marius is a top shitmaps player. And he's just pulling it back. We move on to edging. No, I won't define it for you. Now, will anybody be left edging on this map, or will they all manage to finish? Let's see. LMT. Why are we using... Never mind. Lithuanian mean time? Absolutely no idea. There's a lot of +1s, aren't there? Marius starting off not great. Is he just gonna... Okay, I think the idea there was potentially it was a block mixed checkpoint? I'm not sure. Reset block or something? He definitely wanted a reset. Okay, you've got to get a turnaround there. It's going to be tricky. Oops. Can we get like Spa? Spa's further ahead. I'm just picking random names. The first one that I sort of caught my eye. Oh, this was something we saw last week on a Danny map. Stupid Daddy Sky. Is that Sky? Like currently playing Sky? Because if it is, I know who we're following first round. Do you know what? We're following Sky first round. Let's where are you? There you are. You've crashed into a wall. Bird's picture is loaded. Need to check. No. Trying to figure out whether I could turn on downloading of cars better. I'm not sure where I turn that on and off, because some people's cars have downloaded and some haven't. I guess some will be Mania linked and some won't be. Apparently quite a lot. Let's follow Rowie, who's had a great fall from grace late into this run. Oh, interesting strategy from a lot of people. If they can roll backwards, will they get enough speed? Other people taking the option that potentially... Oh, Rowie's not going to quite make it. That's going to be really awkward. Rowie has to full reset. Let's hop over to Sky, who's not playing, so it probably is their map. Spa hits a wall. Spec, who's managed to get through. It's pretty decent. Techie's got a good jump there. Bad landing. Speku with some decent speed here. You're going to need it because that's quite a speed check. Peaceful is how I would describe this track. Oh, only just makes it up to the top. Ake takes the win, followed by Marius, Jozo, Mban, Sovathar, Fren, Watson, Jenny, Roa, Savakas, Bird, Carlberg, Bompos, Jofo, and No Pro rounding out the top 16. Massive win there from Ake. 3 seconds nearly to Marius. Terrible time for Rowie. Falling down even further because Watson got some decent points there. So yeah, Rowie will be falling down. Doesn't quite get overtaken. Still 50 points to be overtaken by Jozo there. Or 40 points to be overtaken by Jozo. So, you know, I did say it would be difficult to be overtaken, but Rowie has had some bad luck recently. Let's get on with Ake, who is climbing the leaderboards very quickly. And what is this? Oh, Fabi and Ake have an amazing start. But Speku's got a fantastic start. It's actually seemingly faster. Speku on a flyer, End on a good run. Ake and Fabi looks consistent whatever they're doing. Do wonder what the other two managed to find and what they managed to do. Should have been kept on with Speku, but they were very far behind. Fabi goes for the shorter route to the finish, but without the speed. End takes the win, then Speku, Fabi, Ake, Marius, Rowie coming back, but not able to overtake Marius, but they're not really fighting with Marius anymore, I suppose. So they'll be taking that as a win to not be losing any points here. Then Inns, CMC, G, Techie, 4, Say, Jozo. Oh, unlucky to those two, not quite managing to make it over the gap. Very, very unlucky. Where was I? Techie 4, Jozo, Action, Danny, Sovathar. Overall, that puts Marius in a very good position. Gaining places, because Ake didn't get the greatest finish. Let's see what Ake's doing. And see if Speku ends up. I'm trying to spot Speku or Fabi. Oh, they're doing the same. Oh no, Fabi did do this. But what did Speku, Inns and Bird have done a slightly different, or did they just get it better? Not quite sure, but it's a good position to be in. Watching here, Bird just behind Bademeister, name we haven't seen in the track before. Ake gets a flyer, so does Bademeister. I assume that's something to do with a gear. That must be a gear right on the end there, whether you get a boost or not. Bademeister takes the win, followed by Ake, Fabi, Fren, Inns, Bird, Karlberg, Speku, Danny, Marius, Watson, Rowie, 4, Luca, Mban, and End. And that is going to do quite a lot to that top 10 section, I think, actually. But I don't think it'll do too much. Like, Inns is moving up. Closer towards Speku, possibly overtakes. Can't do that maths that quick in my head. Jozo isn't looking good in that position, but Speku might not be able to overtake just yet. Points have reloaded, possibly. Marius moving up. Rowie holding steady, now in a big fight with Watson once again. End looking to move away from Rowie as we move on to the next track. Let's take a look at that top 10 again when we load into the next track. 5 checkpoints on this one. We'll take a look at the top 10. We have 12 maps for this tournament. There was a comment saying we wanted this to go for less than an hour after last time. That isn't going to happen. I don't mind. This is fantastic. Let's get on board with would you haven't followed Jozo before? Really, Jozo coming up now. I think missed the first map, or either that or had a terrible first map. Terrible landing there, unfortunate. Low jump here. You want a low jump, but you're going to need to take a bigger jump than that. Crashing into there. It's all fine. This is the warm-up, as long as you can remember where you actually need to go and, you know, correct those mistakes the proper. Oh, do you need more speed? Oh, you need a lot more speed. You need a good landing here. Jozo opting to take... Interesting to test that, yeah. Pulls away from that idea. I believe was trying to test whether you could get away with a lot less speed to get just like a good enough landing. You're gonna need to turn so hard. I'm interested to see how Jozo goes through with this. Some players are gonna lose a lot of points if they can't figure this out. Marius also failing the jump. That's it. That's going to be interesting. I don't know who else has finished. Let's see. Marius is on the floor. Ake is failing a different section. So Ake's managed to get through it, but still hasn't managed to finish. End not respawnable is a call. We'll see. We'll see. This by Matacrowd. CP stands for crying point. Unfortunate. Let's follow End. The call is that End is going to make it all. I'm getting lucky with some of these people calling who I'm commentating already ones. Not greatest start for End. A lot of people further ahead, but it won't really matter because he gets an absolutely beautiful landing there. Round the back. Oh, It was looking so good until that crash. But now End goes for more speed. I think that's the correct move. You're going to need more speed than you're going to get immediately. Doesn't even go for the boost panel. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, unlucky from End. Where's Marius going? Marius has managed to make it to the next section. I don't think he quite jumps far enough, and he doesn't. Where's Ake? Ake manages to jump far enough. Speku has made it into the finish. End's not respawnable. Very interesting. We will see if Ake is able to make the End. Okay, I think it is respawnable, but you're going to have to take a turn around here. It's tight. It's tight, whatever the weather. Speku, Friend, Techie, Roa, Roe, No Pro, Marius, End, Watson, and Bird. Only 10 finishers? Ooh. Bompos has left the map. Only 3 people made it no respawn. And the times are pretty tight anyway. Speku with a 37, and the next one's Friend with a 46. Big time differences. This is going to... I mean, this is either going to really shake up... I think it is just going to really shake up the leaderboard. We saw it last tournament with the CCP mapping stuff. That it just shook up the leaderboard so hard. Who's out in front there? Marius respawning this section. Is Roe managed to make? Roe's managed to make the jump. There's a couple out front. Not too many though. End looks like... let's watch End go into the End. End takes the victory. Ake coming in here. Roe manages to take second. Then Ake. Then Soyboy. Fren. Jenny, Techie. Jenny doesn't quite make the finish. Does manage to get it. Oh no, does make the finish then. Marius has made the finish, so that's fine. Was slightly worried on the Ake making the finish in third after we saw Marius's crash. That potentially, yeah. Roe could definitely use this comeback. But if End's going to be winning, you know, you need the guy who is... you need the guy who you're chasing down to be failing on a map like this if you want to make a big comeback. That top 10's falling further apart, but there's still some good fights. I mean, Jozo versus Speku. Jozo hasn't... I don't think I saw Jozo finish, and Speku's had 2 good finishes. Ake on a flyer right now. Ake's been taking, like, big reversals and stuff. Karlberg with a good jump. Oh, gets a wobbly landing. Unfortunate for Karlberg. Isn't going to make it across. Who's coming around the corner? Foxy around the corner, flying. Roe's up there. Ake taking the safe jump. It makes sense to take the safe jump. You need more speed. Who's getting into the finish? Roe makes it. Foxy doesn't quite make the finish. Absolutely rough. Fren in second. Ake. Then CMC. Ins, Roa, Jozo, Techie, Speku makes it. We're going to have more finishes this time at least. G makes it. I'm sure there must be another one. Appspar, Marius, Kevin Zunder, Lucky Shot, and Jofo. We have filled the leaderboard of people. It's not a good rating. Minus, minus, minus on the End. Well, that's only because End's beating you. Oh, End doesn't get in there. Did End not finish? End goes down. Roe overtakes End by a point. I was saying that it was difficult. Wow. AO1 disgrace. Surely this one made by an AO1 player and who didn't validate it rather than Arian. We have a question of how many maps left. I agree. I've forgotten to count. Remember to drink oida. I've been streaming for an hour and I've been recording for just over, so I might as well take this opportunity to do the old classic and tell you to make sure you've stood up, make sure you stretch, make sure you are doing okay, make sure you're watching this because you want to be and not because you've forgotten to turn it off. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Oh no, we are in a terrible camera. How do I get into a different camera? Can I, like, do the camera? Okay, I think we've got normal camera. This is a messed up... Oh no, the camera's changing all over the place. This is a messed up AO1. It really is. Like we're driving on glitchy, looks like water, but it's solid. There's a backwards booster, so you're going to have to get yourself... Oh, it's been blocked. Oh, wow. Okay, going through here means you get a no engine, but that's fine because you get a booster just after. Big spectator camera change. Coming into the jump here. Oh, that's going to be tricky to make. But if you... Oh, someone made it with good speed I saw over the top. There we go. Look at that. Over the top. If you can make it, you can make it. A lot of people turning up there. Now a lot of people in the ground. Rower has just decided not playing it. Where's Marius? Marius appears to have finished. Has Rowie finished? Okay. There's a shaking camera. Oh, that's rough. That is... Yeah, cameras are really annoying when they change. I'm just going to have to accept it. Let us follow Inns. We haven't watched Inns. I don't believe we've followed Inns through this. Look at the start camera. This is the camera that follows you when you do the replay. I know that because I've been testing Auto Splitter for full game speedruns. And yeah, hit me up if you use Linux and want an Auto Splitter for this game. But anyway, yeah, I watch this camera quite a lot testing the splits timer. Okay, a lot of players taking this side boost panel. You don't want to be touching the edge, and then you're going to get your engine on back there. Under the grass. Oh, so you want to respawn because under the grass appears to have boosters. So you're going way, way faster, which is the only way to be able to make the jump. Inns flying towards the finish. Should be able to make it. Can't see. Might have crashed. We're on roll with Sai. We have Speku taking the win then. Bird, Techie, Watson, Ake, Alps. Marius, Kevin Sunder, Inns, Karlberg, Danny, Rowie. Oh, it's a long wait until the next one. 8 seconds before Foxy finishes. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Alav? Let's go with Alav. G and Luca rounds out our top 16. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Who are we going to follow? We are going to follow Speku. Speku's had some good runs. Should have been following them on the last track when they were getting great runs on the first 2 rounds. Which means they're probably going to do terribly on this one. Curse of the commentator, of course. I'm cursed. That's why I'm so bad. You know, I'm a commentator, so I can never get a world record. Then straight through here, and I assume an instant respawn. Yeah, an instant respawn, because there's boosters under the grass. And you get a smooth transition onto the jump. And then you just full send it. And what finish are we going into? Oh, Speku missed the finish. We have Techie taking the win, then Friend, Fabi, Marius, Danny, Watson, Soyboy, Inns, End, Danny, Kevin Sunder, Rowie, Mban, Foxy, Ake, Lucky Shot. That's going to shake up the top positions. Marius taking a lot of positions over Ake. Rowie is taking a few positions on Watson. Yeah, hell of a dynamic camera on this one. There is unfortunately no way to change it, but apparently the players have it worse. There are ways to make the camera different between shaky cam or player cam and commentator cam, and apparently the players have a shaky cam, so that's not great. Let's see how Speku can do. Out in front right now, gets a good jump, gets a decent bounce, has some flow, getting overtaken by a lot of players. Let's jump over to Watson, who's coming into the engine off section, gets the booster. Now we're going to see instant respawn. Gets the button held quickly. Super fast. As long as Watson makes it into this finish, they are taking some good points here. Not in the greatest battle, it could certainly catch End with a bad run for End. Oh no, and Watson has... Oh, never mind. G has... It was still saying Watson on my screen for a second. If End has a bad run here, Watson overtakes. Techie's taken the win and is now pushing up towards that top 5 position. But fair ways off Watson. Yeah. Yeah, the map title's in the top corner. This is Shitfest. These maps, at the start, I was saying, oh, these are totally drivable. And then it's slowly devolved from drivable, but weird, and like has a trick, to this might not be properly drivable. And it's more trick than driving, rather than trick. Some of these are great maps outside of playing them for 3 rounds. Like, you get 1 warm-up, then 3 rounds. I'm slightly worried about what that just said. That didn't say Shitfest at the start, and if it did, that... what? Or is it GG? It might be GG. I wasn't counting maps. I really need to start counting maps. Come on, load, quick. I need to get, before people leave, I need to get the, need to read out the rankings if that was it. Quick, load. Okay, I believe that is it. We are on Och, which is a ridiculously long trial map. You can see up in the top corner, 222 minutes. Rounds on Och. That must be it. GG? Must be. Marius takes the win for that one, followed not very closely by Ake. Rowe manages to come back from a terrible setup in the middle rounds. Watson hot on their heels. End loses a little bit on the last map. Techie has a good finish. Speku, then Fren. That top 10 stayed close all the way. Jozo and Inns rounding it out. Bird just missing out on the top 10. Spar, Karlberg, Sovathar, Roa, Sky, Jenny, who was an Mban, who we saw in the top 10s on many maps, weren't getting it together every single map. Again with apps. G sitting in the top 10 quite often. Fabi had some good rounds. I don't think was there for the entire thing. Danny did well. Bompos, Arian, thank you to organising certain parts of these. I'm not sure who organised this one. I think it might have been Arian actually fully organising it. So thank you very much for that. And anybody else who helped. Soyboy, Action, this CMC player, Foxy, Danny, Trax, Lucky Shot, Frev, Fod, NoPro, Chris, Welk, Hella. Some of these guys must have dipped after the first few maps. Scary Monster, Avis, Chicken, Savakas, Kevin Sunder, Badamaster, 4, Zexion, Lower, The Scared, Beach, I can't remember, Sai, Luca, Pirates, Nix, Alav, Knock, Sinus, Apple, Abba, Dejv, Nick, Imo, DJ Megs, Sevos, Sniffer, Random Vids, Aspect, 1420, Benny, Motion, Aminub, Pax, Pilk, Finlay, Garrick, Vegeta. I was commentating, KZM was somewhere, Madsen and Prost. There's all the people that were on. Thank you very much for watching. It's all done. It's all over. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Check out the links in the description for everything that's going on. There will be more event series happening. The 4th one will be in 2 weeks' time, I believe. But check out everything that's going on. Check out the Discord and all of that for announcements. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe and all of that bollocks. See ya.